All right, let's go ahead and let's take a look at homework 1, Nth Roots, Simplifying Radicals. I know there were some questions on that. Let's go ahead, just take a look at number 1 real quick. It says square root of 225. It says find all the possibilities. We know that if we do positive 15 times positive 15, it's going to give us 225. And we know that if we do negative 15 times negative 15, a negative times a negative is a positive, right? So all the outcomes of that would be plus or minus 15, right? Okay, so that's all that's asking for. Now when it comes to simplifying the radicals, the question really comes down to looking at when we have variables. And I know that could be a little bit confusing. So let's go ahead and skip on down to number 13, okay, where it says 3 radical 49x to the 9th and y to the 16th. Okay, in order to simplify this radical, the exponents, because it's a square root, the exponents all have to be multiples of 2. So if we look at 9 and 16, 9 is definitely not a multiple of 2. 16 is, because we're going to divide. We're going to divide when you do the square root, when you square an exponent of the radical, you're dividing, okay? So we have to be able to divide them evenly, right? So we have to think, what can I take out of 9 to get it to be a multiple of 2? Well, all I have to do is just take one of those exponents away, right? So I just take one of those x's out. And I drop it down. I go 49 x to the 8th. I leave y as it is. And then since I took that x out, it's got to go somewhere. I'm just going to put it right there. Okay? That's it. Now, what is the square root of 49? It's 7. So this 3 drops down. The square root of 49 is 7. Okay? 8 divided by 2, because if we don't have an index here, we know it's 2. Right? So 8 divided by 2, 8 divided by 2, that gives me x to the 4th. Right? And then 16 divided by 2, that gives me y to the 8th. Right? And I drop down my radical x. Okay? I then continue on. 7 times 3 is 21. X to the 4th, y to the 8th, all times radical x. Okay? And there is our answer for number 13. All right? Now, what about if we have a cubed root? Okay? What about if we have a cubed root? So let's take a look at number 16. All right? It says the cube root, there's our index right there, the cube root of negative 625 m to the 28th times n to the 12th. Okay? Now, in order to simplify this, we have to make sure that our exponents all are a multiple of 3. Little trick, I'm sure you guys know this. To know if it's a multiple of 3, you just add the two numbers together. So 28, 2 plus 8 is 10. Is 10 a multiple of 3? No. So it means we have to do something. We have to take some amount of m's out of there in order to make it a multiple of 3. Now, is 12 a multiple of 3? Yes, we don't have to take anything out. Okay? So what I want to do as well is I want to figure out what is the biggest perfect cube that I could take out of 625 or negative 625. Right? Remember, if it's a cube and it's a negative, right, our perfect cube is going to end up being, when we cube it, it's going to be a negative number, right? So the biggest number that I could take out of, the biggest perfect cube that I can take out of negative 625 is negative 125, right? And I'm going to multiply that. So if I have to multiply it by something to get 625, it's going to be 5. But now I can't forget about my exponents, right? So I got to get 28 to be a multiple of 3, right? Well, let's think about it. Can I take away a couple? I can take away 1 and get to 27. 27 is a multiple of 3. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 is a multiple of 3, right? So I can make this a 27, right? N is good. 12 is a multiple of 3. And so since I just took 1m out, I just put this 1m right there. Okay? Now, what is the cube root of negative 125? Negative 5. Okay? We then do, so let's backtrack here. So the cube root of 125, negative 125, is negative 5. Right? We then take 27, we divide it by 3, we get 9. We then take 12, we divide that by 3, we then get 4. Right? So combined all that, we get negative 5 m to the 9th times n to the 4th, right, times the cube root of 5m. Okay? So the same thing, you do the same exact thing if you're looking for a multiple of 4. All right, so let's look at another example here. Let's go a multiple of 4. Let's look at number 17. This is on the homework 1. So I have the 4th root, my index right there is 4, of 243 m to the 5th n to the 13th. Right? So just like when we simplify radicals normally, we got to find the two numbers, one of which being the largest perfect fourth, right, that I can multiply to get 243. Okay? So I'm going to save you guys the suspense. It's 81. Okay? Then over here, what I multiply 81 by to get 243 is 3. Now, look at the exponents above the variables m and n. Right? Is 5 a multiple of 4? No. Is 13 a multiple of 4? No. That means we're going to have to take 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these variables out to get the exponent to match. Okay? So what do I have to take out to get 5 as a multiple of 4? Just 1. I can take one of them away, put it right here, and that leaves me with m to the 4th. Now, how many do I have to take away from 13 to make 13 a multiple of 4? Well, I know, and you know, that 12 is a multiple of 4, so all I have to do is take out one n. Put that right there. I have n to the 12th. Now, the 4th root of 81 is 3. Okay? Right? So the 4th root of 81 is 3. When we do the root of an exponent, we divide. So 4 divided by 4 equals 1. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. So we got, there's our 3, m, n to the 3rd, and then we bring over our friend over here, 3, m, n, right? So it's 3, m, n to the 3rd times the 4th root of 3, m, n. All right, I hope that helps out with the homework and kind of answer some of the questions. If you have more questions, just let me know. Send me an email, add a comment below on LMS, whatever you got to do. I hope this helps out. I'll leave that up there for a second. that one, that one, that one. All right. All right. Good luck, everybody.